Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another transfer stream, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier on, we had the stream with the Champions League draw. Remember, tomorrow we've got the Europa League draw, inshallah. So we're going to be live for that. I've got my suit ready. So there's a lot for us to discuss today. The direction of Liverpool Football Club, a whole lot of things for us to talk about. So big up everyone who's tuned in. We haven't even started yet. There's already 170 people watching us right here, right now. Please do not forget to slap the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to This is Football if you are to do so. Every single person watching us right now or on the replay, please like the video. Please subscribe to This is Football. Keep letting me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I love you all. And I want to say, since this is the last video in the month of August, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for an absolutely record-breaking month in terms of subscribers, in terms of likes, in terms of super chats, in terms of shares, in terms of everything. This has been, alhamdulillah, an absolute record month. And since the transfer window is coming to a close, I hope that I've delivered on my promise to give you entertainment throughout the transfer window, to give you as much quality content as possible. So I want to say genuinely, before we even get started anything football-wise, thank you to every single one of you icons. Thank you to every single one of you guys for your support during this month. We have broke every record there is. I love you all. Thank you guys so much for your support. And big up to everyone who watches the videos, man. Whether you support Liverpool, whether you support Chelsea, whether you support United, Arsenal, whoever you support. Thank you guys, man. We're always here. We're always keeping it real, alhamdulillah. And we've got a lot to discuss today. And before I even get to what I want to discuss, I want to discuss a message that I got today. This is a message that I want to talk about something I got today. Assalamu alaikum, my bro. I hope you are in good health and iman. Brother, I just want to say, mashallah, tabarakallah, for the work you do. I've seen how much you've grown over time. I've always loved your perspective and opinions, as it always mirrored mine, and finally someone saying it how it is. I'm not messaging you to attack you in any way, shape, or form, but you might not get constructive feedback from genuine followers of yours. Recently, I've started to listen to you less and less, and it's coming to a point, maybe time for an unfollow. The reason for this solely because of your negativity, and now you have got sucked into other people's opinions on us that you now accept when we get slated. You are being used by other fans to make a mockery of us. It may be something you're going through, it may be generally how you feel about LFC, but the negativity you have for our club is now becoming unbearable. Nothing LFC does makes you happy anymore. If you aren't being negative, you'll just sit on the fence. Now you have a strong platform for us. We need you more than ever. I'm not saying this to put on a face that's not you and be all happy about it. With all the platform you have, give us LFC fans something to smile about and be happy. Anyways, I've gone on quite a bit. Forgive me if I've said anything to hurt you. Carry on the work you do. May Allah grant you success in this world and in the next. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the response, and let me know if you can hear the audio or not. I appreciate you, first of all, being respectful and not saying anything disrespectful. Second of all, if you want to unfollow me, feel free to do so. I'll never force anyone to follow me. Second of all, with all due respect, I'm not trying to act negative or wanting to be negative. I'm positive whenever there are reasons to be. I was extremely happy when we signed Szoboszlai. I was extremely happy when we signed McAllister. If I don't like a signing, I'll say so. And if I like a signing, I'll say so. My brother, there's plenty of robotic people on YouTube who support Liverpool Football Club who's going to do a lot of positivity. You can enjoy watching them, Machin. No problem. For me personally, I will continue to state my opinion, whether it be negative, positive, or neutral. So, yeah. So, this is the message I want to start this month of September with. If I don't feel something, I'll say it. If I feel something, I'll say it. If I'm happy about something, I'll say it. If I'm not happy about something, I'll say it. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. For everyone here that's tuning in that wants me to dance about Gravenberch, then you've come to the wrong stream. Feel free to exit. I'm here to just be honest. I'm here to just keep it real all the time. When we signed Szoboszlai, I was extremely happy. Not just happy. I was extremely happy when we signed Szoboszlai. When we signed McAllister, I was happy too. When we signed Endo, I moaned. And you guys already saw in the first 2 games why I moaned. When we signed Gravenberch, I'm indifferent. I'm not even happy. I'm not upset. I'm not anything. I'm just questioning the signing. Guys, there comes a point in time where we need to stop being robots. As football club supporters, regardless of which football club you support, you need to stop being robots. Give us something to smile about. Actually, if you want something to smile about, watch a series, watch a movie, go to the cinema, enjoy yourself. Why are you looking at me to give you something to smile about? I'm here to talk football. Sometimes I'm positive, sometimes I'm negative. If there are reasons to be positive, I will be. If there are reasons to be negative, I will be. If there are reasons to be indifferent, I will be. How many robotic channels are there that support Liverpool Football Club on YouTube? How many? How many? Ask yourself right now, all 350 of you, I hope you've all liked the video, by the way, and I hope you all subscribed. Ask yourself right now. Genuine question. Let's cut the crap. Let's cut the BS. Let's just all say it as it is. How many robotic Liverpool channels are out there? Ask yourself. How many of them have came up today and pretended that Gravenberch is just the best signing that we could have made in the entire Windows history? Like, how many NPCs are there? So many. How are you watching the non-NPC channel and you're asking the non-NPC channel to be NPC? We're here as a channel. Disagreements is welcome. Feel free to disagree with me as much as you want. Feel free to say whatever you want about any of my football ideas. No problem. No problem. Even that message, I have no problem with it because the guy was respectful. He didn't even insult me or anything. So I've got no problem with it. But there come a point in time in which we just need to be critical thinkers. This is it. It's just about being critical thinkers. It's just about us thinking realistically. يا أخي, what do Liverpool Football Club need? A DM and a centre back. We signed Gravenberch. Is he a DM? No. Is he a centre back? No. طب, okay. So I have every right to go like, okay, the signing doesn't make sense. Is it too much to say? Like, I'm not even saying Gravenberch is bad. I don't want Gravenberch. Gravenberch is shit. I haven't said any of those things. All I'm saying is, as Liverpool Football Club fans, we all watching this video right now would agree we need a DM and a centre back. He's neither a DM nor a centre back. So it's normal for me to question it. It's normal for me to go like, wait, this is confusing. We need to stop being NPCs and think. I understand that transfer dopamine hits. Sometimes it hits you guys and everyone gets excited and everyone starts jumping up and down. Remember how so many people acted like Endo was Makalele? Have you seen Makalele first 2 games he's played? And what are people saying? Same stuff they said with all these signings. Give him time, give him time, give him time, give him a chance. We've all watched football, most of us, for a really long time. I don't need 15 games of a player to make my opinion. I can make my opinion within 5 minutes. I already know what the guy's on. What are we doing? What are we doing, honestly? Anyway, big up to Ilya who says, Jose Mourinho, I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in trouble. Fair enough, Ilya. I don't want to get into it publicly right here, right now. But listen, people just run their channels differently. People do things differently on YouTube, and it's okay. Not everyone's like me. Me personally, if you sent in a super chat with F you, Hussam, I'd be okay with it. Like, you can cuss me out if you want in a super chat. It's okay. If everyone says it's done, Bayern have stipulations, no contract, no bid, only talk, nothing is done. FSG have turned Liverpool to shit. Scotters are a joke. Medical missing, major medical issues. I mean, today I was kind of worried while I was outside. I was kind of scrolling through Twitter every now and then, and I read that apparently the flight was delayed. I hope this is not a new, like, thing in which now we just bottle this transfer or something. But I think it'll still happen because of Ornstein and because all of this. So I still think the Gravenberch transfer will go through. So I do think the Gravenberch transfer will go through. So we will see what happens. We will see what happens. So here's the thing with this FSG thing. Stay tuned, Joe, because I'm about to address it. I said this about Nunez. Yes, I did. Was I right this season or not? Go on. I dare you tell me we were wrong this season. 64 million pound striker needs to score goals, needs to deliver. No Jogo Bonito, no goals, no assists. What are we doing? Ozzy, Liverpool got 6-time Champions League winner. That's who we got. That's what happened. 6-time Champions League winners. You're the supporter of Manchester United. You think you're a big club? I've got double your Champions League. Sit your ass down. Thank you very much. We have Bajcetic who can play 6, not a problem. Yeah, but once again, you see, this is the stuff that once again, Ilyas, akhi, you can have any opinion you want, no problem. But can you just be a critical thinker? The reason why Bajcetic is injured to begin with is Liverpool Football Club. Are we not the reason why Bajcetic is injured? Because we ran the guy into the ground. We played him Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday. He got injured. Simple as that. He got injured because of us. That's the thing. So it's not about giving the guy time or not. I love Bajcetic. Everyone can go watch what I said about Bajcetic. I love Bajcetic. I think he's unbelievably talented. I think he'll be great this season. But I just want to integrate him in slowly. I'm not going to give Bajcetic 38 Premier League games as the DM. Be real, you guys, man. Be real. Big up to you, Elia. Look at Baradi, stress fracture, missed for 9 months. Ramsey, major foot injuries. That was ignored. And then he says flight was cancelled. You know what it is, Joe? Everyone who critically thought about the situation knew, everyone knew that we needed a centre back. Everyone knew that we needed someone, who could come in that centre back position. Everyone knew we needed the DM. So regarding the whole, decision making at the club, I genuinely don't understand what's going on. It's just like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just don't understand. Like, hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, the flight cancelled thing, though. I saw that flight cancel thing, and that's why I said I was a little bit worried. So I want to see like what happens. But I do expect that we will sign him. I don't think we bottle the transfer. Big up to Queen Nadra, who says, I agree with Hussam. As fans, we don't get the signings. We want FSG, and their little fanboys are a disgrace. Keep up the good work. Liverpool FC comes first. Anything else gets thrown in the dustbin. Facts. This is fact here from Nadra. People today are like, oh my God, are you now FSG in? No, I'm not. Even if we signed Mbappe, I'll not be FSG in. Please understand, me being FSG out is not based on one transfer window or one signing or 2 signings. It's based on how they run the club as a whole, how they ran the club when we were at the top, how we ran the club in 1920, in 2020, 2021. That's the thing. So that's what that's based on. It ain't based on one thing. It's FSG out regardless. Hashtag FSG out, 100%. Big up to Noor Dalet, who says Jorg, the negotiator, bought a 30 million pound player for 40. I'm going to talk about Gravenberch now. I'm going to talk about Jorg as well, because as you guys see, Schmatka's on the thumbnail for a reason. He ain't there for no reason, so I'm going to address him. So look, let's just get into it. Let's just talk about Gravenberch. Let's just talk about this window. Let's just talk about overall pictures and current pictures and all of that. Everyone watching us right now, hit that like button. Subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. 460 people in here already. Like the video. Subscribe right now. Hit that like button. Subscribe to This Is Football. Keep letting us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Ed says they scheduled the flight for tomorrow morning. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Ed. I don't think that we won't get the player. I still think we'll get the player. I still think we'll sign him tomorrow. So listen, inshallah, tomorrow we'll be there for the Europa League draw. We'll probably be there for any signing. We'll try go live as much as possible. This laptop probably won't get switched off tomorrow. And we've got a surprise for you tomorrow midnight. Stay tuned. So a lot's coming your way. Please do like the video. Please do subscribe. Keep letting me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. So the question's been asked. Are you excited about the signing? Are you not excited about the signing? Are you not happy? Are you happy? Etc, etc, etc. Look, I think Ryan Gravenberch is a very talented player. I think Ryan Gravenberch could 100% help Liverpool Football Club. I think Ryan Gravenberch is a player that is exciting for the future, a player that has potential. There are videos of me from 2 years ago talking about Gravenberch on some of the earlier Liverpool shows that I used to do, because I've actually been speaking about midfield, not just for a year, for 2 years now. So with Gravenberch, I think I've been talking about him for 2 years. I think he's very talented. I think he's someone who has on-ball abilities that we could use in the middle of the park. And I think Gravenberch is a signing that for the future of that 8th position helps us be set. Helps us be set. And by the way, there is a kind of a rumor that's going around that Gravenberch is injury prone. Gravenberch is not injury prone. Me and Tom Little, shout out Tom Little, we actually went and we checked his injury record Yeah, I swear he was only out for like one time for 52 days or something with like an ankle injury or something like that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, but I think he was only out for like 52 days. The rest were all COVID stuff like that. So yeah, that's the thing with the whole Gravenberch situation. Now, the one question that's begging itself here, and this is the question we all need to ask ourselves: what is actually going on? Because as I said, we're here to be critical thinkers. We're here to just think logically. Everyone in this entire chat, whether you're a top red or a bottom red, or you're anti-Klopp, or you're pro-Klopp, or you're FSG out, or you're not, everyone who watches Liverpool Football Club can tell you right here, right now, Liverpool Football Club need a DM, need a centre-back. This is the question I asked Tom Little yesterday that I want to ask you guys in the comment section, because I want to hear you guys' genuine thoughts and opinions on the matter. Where is Gravenberch going to play? Where? Who's going to the bench? I want you guys to just think with me, because I think it's just as confusing for everyone, because I haven't got an answer. You ain't got the answers, Sway. Like, I just don't have the answers. I genuinely don't have the answers. I don't know if Gravenberch can play the 6. And if you're talking about double pivots, then doesn't that make us a little bit weaker in that position? If we're talking about the midfield 3, let's assume he plays in the double pivot. Let's assume it's a Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai thing. Okay, so let's assume that's the case. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister is the midfield 3. Like, the question that begs itself is, when Thiago's back, is he just like not gonna play? Because whether people like this or not, and some people may not like this, Thiago Alcantara, as things stand, still is our best midfielder. Let's not forget what happened this year. I used to do so many streams this year where I go like, everyone played like crap except Thiago and Alisson. That's my thing. So now I'm sat here thinking, okay, so if 3 of them play in midfield, maybe Klopp was when he spoke about the whole DM doing too much work, etc. Maybe he was looking at it from the angle of he's trying to have multiple players do defensive things. Big up Muhammad, I'm going to read the super chat out in a second. Maybe he was looking at it from the perspective of multiple people are going to be doing defensive work. So instead of him essentially doing this, so like instead of him just going like a DM and 2 8s ahead of him, maybe he wants to go 2 6s and a number 10 ahead of him, which it could work in principle. In theory, it could work, but it would require Gravenberch and McAllister to defend as a collective. And then Szoboszlai is no longer an 8 in that situation. Szoboszlai becomes a 10. And there's the furthermore, one more repercussion of us doing that thing. One more kind of like thing that needs to be attached to us playing a double pivot is if we play a double pivot, Trent can't be inverted into midfield. So if we play a double pivot, then it's probably going to be a 4 at the back thing, and Trent is just going to go back to playing just regular right back. That's one thing that we've got to keep in mind, because if you're playing with a double pivot, you cannot invert your right back. That way you're playing RDM, CDM, LDM, which just doesn't work. Like, let's all be realistic here. So we won't see Trent inverted either. We won't see Trent inverted either. That's another thing people kind of have not thought about. We will not be seeing Trent inverted either. So essentially, if we do play a double pivot and it's going to be Gravenberch and McAllister together with Szoboszlai ahead of him, that's going to be the midfield. So Trent isn't going to invert. Trent is just going to play like a right back. So that's something important to stay on the look for. Now, in terms of, and I'm going to say, I hate to use words like a tactical, but I have to like get with the times, dog. When it comes to Liverpool Football Club's midfield, the ball retention is very good now with Gravenberch in there. So if you have a midfield 3 of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai, you're capable of keeping the ball for a longer time. That for me is the major positive. The major positive of this whole situation is if we play all 3 together, they can keep the ball really well. So we would stop the opposition attacking us. It's not even about like tackling or any of that. I mean, we would stop the opposition from attacking us, from getting in behind, from doing any of that. So from my perspective, I look at it more from the perspective of we're stopping the opposition. That's what I'm looking at it from the perspective of. But now the question remains, and this was my fear from 3 months ago. From 3 months ago, this was my fear. JK is mentioning it now in the comment section. I said, I have a fear that we buy everything in midfield and we forget to sign a center back. This is the one thing I genuinely was scared about. This is the one thing I was genuinely scared about. And this is the problem for me. If we now do not sign a center back, guys, there is no need for us to use theoretical examples. There is no need for us to use theoretical examples. Konate is already injured. Why should we sit up here and create hypotheticals? Forget hypotheticals. Konate is injured already. Konate is already injured. Hypotheticals, why are we doing hypotheticals? Konate is already injured. Let me ask you guys a simple question about Gravenberch before I get to the Muhammad super chat. Big up to you and Ed as well. Simple question. You get to go back in time 2 weeks ago. If I tell you you could trade, or actually no need 2 weeks. Imagine this signing that I'm about to propose never happened, right? Would you right now, would you trade Gravenberch for Edson Alvarez? Speaking of Ajax, former Ajax midfielders. If you guys had the opportunity, if you had the choice, would you trade the opportunity? Or actually, you know what? Instead of me making it a yes or no question, this is what I want. In typical This Is Football fashion. No life stories, no paragraphs. Give me one name in the comments. Either write Gravenberch or Alvarez. Edson Alvarez, Ryan Gravenberch. You can only have one. So what I want from you is forget yes, forget no. I don't want to, so we don't get confused. Just write me the name. I want to see which name pops up more in the chat. Would you rather Edson Alvarez or would you rather Ryan Gravenberch? Because I'm trying to look at it and I want to see where you guys' headspace is at. I want to see would you guys rather Alvarez or would you rather? I can't lie, I'm seeing hella more Alvarez's than I'm seeing Gravenberch's. Alvarez. Joe says Alvarez. Josh, Elias, Austin, Alvarez. YKA, Alvarez. Roy, Alvarez. Jermaine says Gravenberch. Gerard says Gravenberch. Okay, let me drop a poll for you guys because I'm actually genuinely curious. Guys, 600 people here. Like the video. Yalla, here, I'm about to drop a poll. Make sure you're liking the video though. How are you voting on the poll and not liking? Hit the like button, yalla. Here, I've just made it a poll. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Because if I had a choice, and okay, you know what? Let me not influence the votes. You guys vote. You guys let me know. Just make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Yalla, until they vote, big up to Muhammad who says, at this point, it's about what we do next. If we can correctly restructure. If not, we are effed, especially with Salah likely leaving next summer. We can't afford to mess around in the future. I mean, here's the thing. First of all, the second part, I'm going to address the Salah thing in a second. But for me, I don't know why people are acting like it's a guarantee that Mo Salah leaves. Yahi says who? Mo Salah could stay, but it depends on what we do this season. That's the thing. In terms of restructure, that's why Schmatka's on the thumbnail. I am not trying to see Schmatka be our sporting director going forward. I need an upper echelon, top-notch sporting director that's going to sit Klopp down in a room and go like, nope, you're wrong. We're going to get this player instead of the player that you want. Because that's what gave us the best case scenario. The best case scenario was when we, as a football club, had two people clashing because Edwards clashed with Jurgen Klopp, which gave us good outcomes. Vote on the poll, you guys. I want to hear you guys' opinions. Yalla, vote on the poll. Gravenberch or Alvarez. So that clash created people having different opinions. It created people, thinking critically about players they want. I mean, the infamous, kind of situation that people talk about is when Klopp wanted Brandt and Götze and Michael Edwards was like, nope, here's Salah, here's Mane, and the rest is history. That's the thing. So We need a upper echelon, top-notch sporting director for me. I agree with this super chat completely, except the Salah part. Heard Saudi is coming with 200 million. What will we do? I'll address Salah in a second, Ed. I promise you. So stay tuned. I promise you I'm going to address it. But thank you so much for the super chat, Ed, and all your support this month. Big up to Sidi. Speaking of support this month, thank you, Sidi. Gravenberch is a 50-50 and not a DM. No centre back is clearly the result of poor planning and lack of work. Zero proactiveness. It's a 5 or 6 out of 10 window max for me. You know what I find mad? You know what I find real funny, Sidi, because you lived with me last summer. The same people now that are calling it a complete midfield rebuild were the same people that agreed that we don't need a midfielder last summer. By the way, I just want you guys to clock something. The same club that says, why do we need a midfielder 12 months ago has just signed the 4th midfielder. We went from why do we need a midfielder to we signed 4 midfielders. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 midfielders. Remember last summer? We've got Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, Ox, and Keita. Now you tell me why we need a midfielder. Infamously said Klopp. 12 months later, we've just bought 4 midfielders. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I told the guy, listen, I'm not here to be a robot. I want you guys to think, and no problem if you disagree with me. Michael Ramsey says, thank God, no more rubbish Jones. I can't lie, you guys have touched on many interesting things. Let me read the results of the poll, though, because I can't lie. In terms of wording, many people chose Alvarez, but in the vote, 180 votes, 56% said Ryan Gravenberch and 43% said Alvarez. I mean, look, me personally, I didn't want to influence the votes. But if I could go back in time, I would choose Edson Alvarez because he's an out-and-out DM. And that's what I genuinely think we need. And that is what I genuinely think we need. I think we need an out-and-out DM more, in my opinion, than we need a centre-back. And then we need a centre midfielder, sorry. I am not against the signing of Gravenberch. I have just a couple of questions that I'm asking myself, that I'm thinking about, etc., etc., etc. Here's the thing. If he's leaving Bayern Munich for game time, does that mean that essentially, because we have to also, once again, I want you to guys think about the scenario that's going on. So he left Bayern essentially because he's getting no game time. Do you guys think, and this is another question I want to ask in the comment section. By the way, before I do that, and before we just carry on with the conversation, guys, there's 650 people in here. Big up to Ed, M, Sidi. Big up to Noor Dalot. Big up to Nadra, Elias, Joe, Ilya, and Michael for the super chats. Big up to all of you guys for the super chats. Make sure you're all liking the video. Make sure you're all subscribing to this football. We want to get to 300 likes as quick as possible. Meet me at halfway line. At least 50% like the video. So please do like the video. Please do subscribe. Keep letting me know your opinions in the comment section down below right now. Please like, subscribe. The road to 21K continues. So here's the thing. I want to ask you guys a question because I always like the people in the comments to think. And by the way, if you're watching us on the replay, also answer me. Here's the thing. Do you think that Klopp and Gravenberch had a conversation and Klopp essentially told Gravenberch that he will start? Genuinely. Do you honestly think that Jurgen Klopp sat with Gravenberch and told him, big up Ilya, that he's going to start? Because if he's left Bayern because he won't get enough game time, do you think that he just simply had a conversation with Klopp and Klopp went like, yes, we want to start you? I think that really happened. I'm not even doing conspiracy theories. I'm just doing logic. Guy left Bayern Munich because there's not enough game time. So my logic dictates that if he came to Liverpool Football Club, that he's going to get game time. Because if he's not going to get game time, Bayern are in the Champions League. Bayern, you know, with Thomas Tuchel, he was always going to get an opportunity, be it in the German Cup, be it in multiple different places. So he'd have gotten an opportunity anyway. So the question remains, like, has he sat down, had a conversation with Klopp, and Klopp is like, yo, you're going to be our guaranteed starter? Because maybe all the conspiracy theories about us switching to a 4-2-3-1 or us playing a double pivot of Gravenberch and McAllister, it becomes reality. No, I understand not immediately, but I'm saying like they look at him as a starter. I'm not even saying I want to clear it up. I'm not saying that the guy needs to start this Sunday. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, yes, that's what I'm saying, Somali Flame. He would have at least stayed in Bayern. If that really is truly the case, he would have stayed at Bayern Munich. That's honestly how I'm thinking about it. So yeah, like it's just I don't know, man. Like I think he would have stayed. He would have stayed at Bayern Munich had that been the case. So I think Klopp has had a conversation with him, and I see many people agreeing in the comments. I think they're having that Gravenberch had a conversation with Klopp, and Gravenberch was like essentially given promises of starting. Essentially, that's what I think. So that's my honest opinion on the situation. They will all get game time with the amount of reds we're getting. Hey, Josh, I can't lie, you're spitting. Everyone's just getting red cards. Literally, everyone at Liverpool football is getting red cards at this moment in time. And you have to sit back and say, like, well, why is everyone getting so many reds? First of all, I have to be honest with the red cards. I think this game is done. This game's done. Some of these Premier League referees are so happy to send someone off. It's like they got a present under the tree or something. They just want to send people off directly. Yeah, why are you trying to send people off this quick? Like, they just can't wait to send people off. Yeah, why? Why are you trying to send people off this quick? Why are you trying to send people off this quick? The guy on the weekend was so happy to send off Van Dijk. And I still stand by it's never red. Klopp did try and get Gravenberch last summer. Yeah, but that's not the point. My point is, how do you go from why do we need a midfielder to signing 4 the next summer? How do you go from like we don't need a midfielder to signing 4? That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense, Ed. Thank you for the super chat, brother. One night with Lana Rhodes or Riley Reid, hashtag Nevro Cologne. I don't know who that is, my brother. And I don't do any of that stuff anyway, so. But big up to you. Thank you for the super chat, the infiltrator. Anyway, back to the conversation we were having. Here's the thing. I think Gravenberch has gotten guarantees that he would start at Liverpool Football Club. Or at least conversations from Jurgen Klopp in which Klopp went like, Gravenberch, I see you starting. Now, if we're saying that these two have had conversations together, and those two have spoken to each other, and those two have had those conversations together, then you're saying that essentially it's going to be 3. So for me, I look at it as McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai is probably going to be our midfield this season. I genuinely believe right now, if you tell me, Hussam, what do you think our midfield is going to be? I think those 3 are going to be the midfield. And this makes the Endo signing even more pointless. The Endo signing is now even more pointless. How did we spend 60 on Szoboszlai, 35 on McAllister, that's 95, 15 on Endo, that's 110, and around 40 on Gravenberch, 35 on Gravenberch, that's 145 million. We spent 145 million on midfielders, and our starting DM is Wataru Endo. That's the thing. Like, it's just, look, me personally, with this whole Endo situation, I'm generally against it. I'm still against the Endo situation. I hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't like the Endo signing. With Gravenberch, I'm indifferent. I've said this from the start. Like, from the start, I've said this. I'm indifferent. I'm not celebrating it. I'm not angry at it. I'm not upset. I'm not happy. I'm in the middle. I'm like, you know what, Gravenberch, I'm gonna give you an opportunity. I'm gonna give you a chance. Klopp, I trust your management, so I will see how it works out. So I want to see, like, okay, maybe they're looking at doing a double pivot. That's the only thing that could make sense to me. Like, you know how, but my thing is, even in double pivot clubs that we saw before that were successful, there was always one that was more defensive. You know, like how we saw at Chelsea, for example, Matic and Fabregas were playing in a double pivot. Matic was more defensive. So that's why maybe that worked out. So you've got to think about it from that angle as well. Now, logically speaking, because we have to also be logical, this is not just about dancing. Oh my God, we signed Gravenberch. I can't control my dopamine. Alhamdulillah, I've always been a critical thinker, so I could control my dopamine. With Gravenberch, I think I'm gonna give this midfield rebuild a 7 out of 10. The DM signing I don't like. I still think we're missing an out-and-out DM. I still think we're missing a great DM that's going to be in there and be that defensive presence that's much needed in the Prem. By the way, I think sometimes it's over-exaggerated, but whether we like it or not, the Premier League is the most physical league in the world. I wanted an absolute bastard that's going to come in there, tackle, destroy people, stuff like that. Now, the fear that I spoke about is probably looking like it's coming true. It's coming to fruition, which is the centre-back fear. And once again, I'll repeat what I said earlier on. I don't want you guys to hypothesize. I don't want you guys to think in imaginary worlds or imaginary scenarios. Look at what's happened already. Habibi, Konate is already injured. Konate is already injured. So it's not like something that I've got to think about or something that I've got to address or blah, blah, blah. Like, Konate is already injured. That's why I've wanted a centre-back. So for me, the centre-back situation has not been dealt with. And I know Klopp is probably going to come out in the press conference tomorrow, inshallah, and he'll going to go like, with Kwanzaa, it's like a new signing, blah, blah, blah. We already know how Klopp behaves in these press conferences. But I just don't know, man, with this whole centre-back situation. Like, I genuinely, it's just, I just don't want us seeing like us playing Endo as centre-back or Kwanzaa or something like that. Because people need to understand, bro, we have a Europa League competition as well, which is going to be a pain in the you-know-what. Yeah, we don't have time for this BS, man. We just don't have time for this BS. Like, genuinely, we just don't have time for this BS. Why didn't we just get a centre-back? There are so many centre-backs out there and available as well. The Hincapi guy, the Theate guy, the Inacio. And this is why, in terms of direction, I never want to see George Schmatka after this transfer window. After this transfer window, Schmatka, thank you. This Schmatka's contract, okay? This Schmatka's contract. After this transfer window, Schmatka, Habibi Schmatka, thank you for your robust sense of humor. Thank you for spending the whole transfer window in Ibiza. See this right here? Shukran, Habibi. Shukran. 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 مع السلامة. مع السلامة. Bye bye, Schmatka. Bye bye, Schmatka. See you later. See this contract? In the dustbin. Schmatka, man said. Brought me some random Wolfsburg, Werder Bremen, DOF. This is the thing. So for me, Schmatka is done out here. I ain't trying to see this guy moving forward. This is where FSG pisses me off. If you guys are saying Jurgen Klopp gets too much power, then who's giving him the power? My grandmother? Yahi, FSG is giving him the power. I want us to get a proper sporting director, because before you guys know it, we're suddenly turning into Man United and we're doing this friends and family project where Virgil van Dijk and Klopp are signing their friends and family. We cannot do this. So just get Schmatka out of the club, go get a serious sporting director with some seriousness, upper echelon, top-notch, best out there, best available sporting director. Get a Paul Mitchell, get someone like that who can come in here and who can make decisions. Who can make decisions. I don't need none of this. Oh my God, Schmatka has a robust sense of humor. Many guys in the comment section will vouch I'm funny. Shall I be Liverpool sporting director? Hell, I even have better talent ID than Schmatka. My transfer window was Ugarte, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Inacio. Would you guys trade it? Would you guys trade? Okay. Our transfer window is currently, as things stand, Endo, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister. Sam's transfer window was Ugarte, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Inacio. 4 players each. Comment section. In true This Is Football fashion, choose Hussam's transfer window or Liverpool's transfer window. Just tell me. Just tell me. Tell me without life stories. Just write. Would you rather my transfer window or the club's transfer window? Because this is the thing. Like, it's just, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, we could have actually, if we signed Ugarte and we signed Inacio for 40 M's, we would have only spent 15 million more on my one. But we would have had an out-and-out DM with Ugarte. We would have had a centre-back in Inacio. This is the thing, bro. Like, it's just because the one thing I'll always say is people always come to us, the likes of myself and others, not just myself, because I'm not like I'm saying like I'm me against the world. Many people think like me, but they always come to us, the top reds and the people who are like, oh my god, you're always negative, blah blah blah. You know, the robots. You know, they get behind the lads. I'm an NPC. They always come to us and act like I want Mbappe, I want Harry Kane, I want all of this. I have given you a realistic, real transfer window that covers all our positions. So that's why for me, I made sure that Inacio was the thing. And you know what poor planning does? And this is why I tore up Schmatka's contract. You know what poor planning does? This is what poor planning does. Inacio now costs 60 million. His release clause was 40 million from 2 months ago. Remember when all the tacticals said, I don't want Kim Min Jae? What did I say 3 months ago? Get Kim Min Jae. He was available for 40 million. We could have had Kim Min Jae, Ugarte, McAllister, Sobersley. What a midfield that would have been. What an absolute elite midfield that would have been. So for me, look, my thoughts on this transfer window is happy about McAllister, happy about Sobersley, not happy about Endo, indifferent about Gravenberch. So by the way, for all people who call me negative all the time, I'm literally 2 out of 4 happy, 1 indifferent, and one like negative or whatever about Endo. So you know, I'm actually 50% more happy than I am angry at decisions the club made. So look, the center back fear that I told you guys about is here. And the thing is, there's one final midfield situation I want to talk about before talking about Mo Salah. Calvin Phillips. Habibis. If a player is not good enough to play for Manchester City, in what world is he good enough to play for Liverpool Football Club? Just ask yourself that question. Are we not trying to beat Manchester City? Why are we taking players that are not good enough to start for Man City to start for us? Yorkshire Perlo, Yorkshire Makalele, Yorkshire Kante, Yorkshire Gerrard, couldn't care less. Yorkshire T, wallah, I don't care. Honestly, Phillips, is that the DM you're talking about? Phillips on loan? Huh? Are you mad? Are you mad? I'm trying to beat Manchester City by getting a player that's not good enough for Manchester City. You know who tried that? Arsenal. How'd that work out for them? And also, of course, Assad here is being disingenuous, even though he's usually very honest. Today he wants to be disingenuous. Would you not have taken Gundogan for free? Assad, let me ask you $1 million question. Was Gundogan not good enough for Manchester City, or did they not go down on two knees and beg him to stay at Manchester City? But he's the one that wanted to leave because he wanted a longer contract. Ask yourself the question, and you get the answer. Big up, Assad. Anyway, big up to the 750 people watching us right now. I'm going to head to the super chats. Make sure you're all liking the video. Make sure you're all subscribing to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Every single person watching us right now or on the replay, please do hit that like button. Do subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. That's what I thought, Asad. So please like and subscribe. Let me run through the super chats. Agree, Salah may stay, but imagine we do sell Salah. This is what I want to talk about in the next segment, and have defensive issues to address next summer, and we don't have a competent DOF. It'll be a bigger mess than this summer. Love the stream, Akhi. Love you, Muhammad. And thank you so much for the super chat, Akhi. Thank you so much for the support. Here's the thing, my bro. The Salah situation, I'm going to address it now in the next segment. The director of football would absolutely be the biggest signing of FSG's probably tenure. That's how important I look at that director of football role. We just need it so bad. Genuinely, we're screaming out for a proper director of football right now, and that's the ultimate reality. Habibi. But thank you so much for the super chat. Vagabond says, Hussam, is there any Jordanian player you think could make it in Europe? Jordanian player you think could make it in Europe? First of all, there is a Jordanian player in Europe. I believe he's the top goal scorer in League A right now. League A, top scorers. Let me check. League A top scorers. He's the second top goal scorer in League A, and that is Montpellier's right winger. Musa Al-Tamari. Musa Al-Tamari, he plays for Montpellier. He's the right winger. Long-term Salah replacement. I think he's 26 currently. Scored 3 goals in his first 3 matches, 1 assist as well. So Musa Al-Tamari has been balling out there, man. Balling. If you're talking about a DM, listen, there's many physical DMs we could get from Jordan who are willing to tackle the crap out of people. Thanks so much, Vagabond. Habibi, big up to you. Konate injured, but also Robo has been struggling for some time. Big worries.
Someone said it, innit? Not me, innit? But I agree with that person as well, innit? But I was not the one that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, someone said it. If I speak on Robertson, Muhammad Akhi, thank you for the super chat and support today. If I speak on Robertson, they will tell me it's an agenda. So I will say thank you, and I agree, and I will keep it stepping. Schmatka didn't even get McAllister or Szoboszlai. Yeah. Schmatka's contribution is Endo and Gravenberch. I don't understand Endo's signing until this day, says Hussam's fan. First of all, I am humbled by someone called Hussam fan. Second of all, hey, in the words of the people that said this to me, Hussam fan, would you shake his hand tomorrow had you met him? You were so harsh calling him Arthur Melo 2.0, the crocodile tears. We already know the crocodile tear people, Akhi wa Hussam fan. We already know how it goes. We already know the bozos. Ain't nothing changed. Big up to you, Lisa. Thanks so much for the empty super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Anthony says, since Arsenal did all the business early, I'm missing on all this Windows excitement. I can't lie to you. You guys did all the business early. So now, over this last like 2-3 weeks, you guys have done nothing. So from your perspective, we haven't even gotten any news or anything. But hey, Anthony, game's the game, man. Game's the game, Anthony. You've just got to charge it to the game, as you say. So you just have to sit back and enjoy it. Sit back and enjoy it. What about a Trent replacement or competitor? I mean, Lisa, if you're telling me, do we need one? I'll say, hell yeah. Do I see us signing one in the next day? I'll say, hell no. But once again, I was talking about competition for Trent from 2 years ago. How many times did I mention Max Aarons and guys like that? We could have had competition or at least competent right backs. But I don't think we're going to do that. Wave says Klopp spent 200 million. He must win the league. First of all, Klopp didn't spend 200 million. Even with this signing, we've spent a total of like 140. With the outgoings, we've actually spent less than 100 million. So this whole spent 200 million thing is just rubbish. Do the maths yourself. 60 on Szoboszlai, 35 on McAllister, that's 95. 15 on Endo, that's 110. 35 on Gravenberch, that's 145. Remove the 52 million we made, that's 90 something million right there. So, yeah. Curtis Jones and Mac at DM says Nketiah's lawyer, they will cook. First of all, Nketiah's lawyer, I love your name. And also now, as Nketiah's lawyer, you must be celebrating his England call-up, so congratulations. Second of all, the Curtis Jones situation is very interesting. Nketiah's lawyer and everyone, because now I think Curtis Jones, with the signing of Gravenberch, becomes a little bit out of the equation. So yeah, that's the thing. So now let's address the question that's been asked. No, I'm not. Okay, even if you don't want to remove, it's 145 waves. Why did you add 50 from your ass? This guy just put extra 50 for no reason. Why you put 50? Imagine Klopp with the Chelsea squad deserves better. Hey, if Klopp spent as much money as Chelsea, bro, we would be winning the quadruple. We would be winning everything. We would be winning Wimbledon. You know? So yeah. Anyway. I've seen people talk about the Mo Salah situation. And by the way, before I segue to it, as I said, make sure you're liking and subscribing. Everyone who sent in a super chat is going to get a massive shout out at the end. I've seen everyone talk about the situation, right? Sorry, guys, I'm getting a message from my surprise guest tomorrow. Inshallah. So, Mo Salah situation. Okay, خلاص, at least he admitted it. Anyway, like and subscribe. The problem is, Klopp was right about one thing in the press conference he said last week, which is, Ya Hala Sayyid, that the transfer window in Saudi Arabia closes 2 weeks after the Premier League transfer window. Now, crazy offers are being spoken about in the media. Crazy offers are being spoken about in the media. Offers of up to 200 million euros. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. No player is bigger than the club. No player is bigger than Liverpool Football Club. But Al Ittihad can give me 200 million pounds, not euros, and I'm still not selling him. Because the most valuable asset in football nowadays is goals, is assists, is output. It's scoring goals. It's delivering. And that's exactly what we've got with Mo Salah. Now, the reason why I wouldn't sell him, I don't think we're long-term finished. Long-term finished if we sell Mo Salah. It's not about long-term. Short-term, we're absolutely screwed. If we let Mo Salah go now, you've essentially removed 40 goals and assists from the team. People need to understand that is not easy. Bukayo Saka got into the team of the season, was the PFA Young Player of the Year. He scored like 14 Premier League goals and got 11 assists. That's how difficult it is to get 40 GA. Because Mo Salah, on a shit bad year, got 40 GA. GA has been ruined because of the likes of Bruno Fernandes. Because Bruno Fernandes is crap and he gets GA. Bruno Fernandes is crap and he gets GA. So because Bruno is crap and he gets GA, people talk about it and make it like it's a negative. But whether people like it or not, bro, Mo Salah, 40 GA is not just going to come in from the sky. And Diaz is not going to suddenly score 30 goals or Nunez score 40 or blah, blah, blah. Like, we need to understand players like that are difficult to replace. And you know what I did? Because I'm a smart individual, alhamdulillah, I went to my City friends, and there's only like 2 of them. They both fill up Ittihad together. I asked them, would you sell KDB to Saudi Arabia for 100 million? And they said no. And you could genuinely make the argument that Mo Salah is a lot more important to us than KDB is to City because of the depth they have. People need to understand. People need to genuinely understand. You do not remove that much output, player like that, from your team and expect your team to be the same. Now, in the long term, you may tell me we may get a right winger, we may get a replacement, we may get a blah, blah, blah. I agree with you. But I'm talking about the short term. I'm talking about this season. This season, we would 100% be absolutely screwed if we sell Mo Salah. And here's the thing. Al Ittihad is going to test us because with Arabs, I'm going to tell you one thing about us. When we want something, we most likely get it, So this goes for everything on earth, When we want something, we get it. Now, because we have that mentality, Al Ittihad are probably going to continue to test Liverpool Football Club. Here's 150, here's 160, here's 170. But at the end of the day, this is modern football. Sports science is important whether you like it or not. Because of sports science, a player like Mo Salah could play till he's 35, 36 and still at 36 years old give you 17, 18, 19 Premier League goals. What's stopping him? What's stopping him from doing that? Nothing. So because of sports science and players' nutrition and the way that they take care of their bodies, this is what happens. With Eden Hazard, for example, it's different because he said himself, I don't like football that much, I don't love football that much, blah, blah, blah. I think Salah stays. And if you want to understand the importance of Mo Salah, thank you, Nketiah's lawyer. Lewandowski is going strong, age 36, still leading the line for FC Barcelona. Tells me all I need to know. Here's the thing. People need to understand. If you want to understand what removing Mo Salah does from this team, look at the first 3 games alone. That assist to Diaz How many wingers in world football can pull off that assist consistently? Not once in a lifetime, consistently. How many? Honestly. Maybe you could argue Vinny. Maybe you could argue Mbappe if you're counting him as a winger. You could argue players like that, but who pulls off that pass consistently as wingers in world football? But because Mo Salah is in that upper echelon elite tier, that first game where he played that pass to Diaz, by the way, 99% of the wingers in world football ain't pulling off that pass right there. Third game, that pass to Nunez, it might look easy, but it's an extremely difficult pass. Mo Salah's getting into his playmaking, his creative bag right now. So all the people, yeah, but that's Messi. That's the GOAT right there. That's meh. That's Messi right there. That's the GOAT. Here's the thing. So for me, that Nunez pass and that Diaz pass, those are things that even wingers at our football club can't give us consistently. That's the thing. So even with him losing maybe a little bit of pace and power, with him, growing up a little bit and aging or etc., the guy still has a creative mind. The guy still has IQ. The guy can still score goals. So for me, I wouldn't sell Mo Salah just based on the short term. Now, the thing is, this club could not replace Fabinho properly. I'm supposed to believe that they can replace Mo Salah properly. Guys, be honest. Guys, everyone just stop lying to yourselves and be honest. Be honest, wallah, I'm being that serious. Just be honest. We couldn't replace Fabinho properly. You think we can replace Mo Salah properly? Yeah, there comes a point in time where people just need to be critical thinkers and think for themselves. Disagree with me, no problem, but give me valid reasons. Yeah, we could not replace Fabinho. How am I supposed to trust the club to replace Mo? Be real, you guys. Just be real. Get with the memo. Be real. Be honest. Players like that are very difficult to replace. That's why I didn't want to sell Fabinho. That's why I don't want to sell Virgil. I don't want to sell Trent. I don't want to sell Alisson. Because you guys use the logic for Alisson now. Oh, Alisson Becker, he's 32 years old. We might need a young goalkeeper to come in and take his place. You see how much Ramsdale is struggling at Arsenal? Young goalkeeper right there. Onana's making mistakes at Manchester United. All this young BS makes no sense. Players who are in the top 3, top 4, top 5, top 2, top 1 in the case of Alisson, in their worldwide, in their position. You cannot just sell that and come bring me, oh my God, here's Johan Bakayoko. Okay, and by the time Bakayoko's ready, it's going to take him 3 years to be ready. This is the thing. So for me, I'm keeping Mo Salah despite how much money you're going to offer me. And I'm trying to win the Premier League. The question I always ask people in the comments, people who always go like, but from a business perspective, I always tell them, are you trying to win the league or not? Just so me and you can have a constructive debate. If you're trying to get top 4, I'll tell you, sell whoever you want, because we could still end up probably getting top 4, because we would probably win games at Anfield. We'd probably win 15 of 18 or 14 of 18 games at Anfield anyway. But just ask yourself, do you actually want to win the league again? Do you want to see Jurgen Klopp lift the league again? Do you want to see Van Dijk as Liverpool captain lift the English Premier League? Yes, you do. So because you do, you keep Salah, you keep Van Dijk, you keep the best in the best. And the offer from Saudi is going to come anyway. This is the icon of Arab football. He's going to go to Saudi at some point in time regardless. You don't sell your best players. By the way, today I tested the theory and my theory was right. The people who are okay with selling Mo Salah are the same people that wanted us to keep Henderson. Same people that want us to sell Salah because it makes sense from a business perspective, wanted us to keep Henderson. Tells me all I need to know about the people I'm speaking to. Big up to, I read this one already. Big up to Waves who says, oh yeah, you're right. It's 140, 50. I mean, you don't just add 50 million to a transfer window. And also, by the way, how much have City spent after winning a treble? Behave, Waves. And big up to Queen Nadra says, Hussam, if FSG sells Salah and they don't sign his replacement, what will happen? Do you see it at the end? I mean, here's the thing. Expect the unexpected with Fenway Sports Group. Everything's possible. It's possible they sack. I don't think they sack Klopp because they know all hell's going to break loose. But expect the unexpected with FSG. They are capable of doing everything because they don't have ambition. They clearly don't care about the football side of things. They're in it for the money. Show me the money. That's what they're in it for. Simple as that. Big up to you, Nadra. CFC till now can't replace Hazard. Salah is there. That's what I'm saying, Dinishan. You could even learn from the experiences of other football teams. Go speak to your Man United friends. Ask them, have you guys replaced Ronaldo even till today? Go ask your Chelsea friends, have you replaced Hazard till today? Or even Lampard? Go ask your Arsenal friends, have you replaced RVP? Have you replaced Fabregas? Have you replaced any of these players? No, you haven't. No, you haven't. That's why you need to keep him and invest in people around him and win the bloody Premier League. Simple as. Thank you, Dinishan. Big up to Waves who says Salah cannot miss the opportunity. Leave. I mean, speaking of leave, because I don't want to fight with you, Waves, I'm going to say thank you for the super chat. I'm going to leave the video at this point. I just want to let you guys know something quickly before I go. I'm going to share a GoFundMe page on Twitter. It's for a guy who needs a dialysis machine for his mom. The GoFundMe is up to £200, so try to help the guy as much as possible. I'm going to share it, inshallah, as soon as this video ends. I want to say big up to, stay around, guys. I want to say big up to Sidi, big up to Waves, big up to Nketiah's lawyer, big up to, there's a guy that his name starts with A, big up to you. Big up to Lisa, big up to Hussam's fan, big up to Ed, big up to Muhammad, big up to Nur Dalot, big up to Vagabond, Nadra, big up to Infiltrator, big up to Josh, Michael, Ilyas, Ilya, and Joe for the super chats. Big up to you guys. This is the last video in the month of August. Honestly, I will reiterate my thank you to all the unbelievable people in the comment section who have supported me throughout this whole month. We have broken records from every single number. Every single thing has been, every record that I had on this channel before this month has been broken. Alhamdulillah, first and foremost. And second of all, man la yashkur al-nas la yashkur Allah. Whoever doesn't say thank you to the people, it's like he doesn't thank God. So I would say thank you to all the people in the comments who have helped me. Big up to everyone who shared. Big up to everyone who liked. Big up to everyone who sent in super chats. Big up to people who have sent in massive super chats as well and helped the channel out and helped the channel grow. You guys are what makes this channel special. The community. This community is a family. This community knows each other. This community interacts everywhere. Big up to all of you guys. And inshallah, this is only the beginning, because September is going to start with a bang. The Europa League draw, inshallah. And then 12 a.m. midnight, we've got a special stream for you. And anytime there's any breaking news, we will be live, inshallah. And we will give you guys the entertainment, the information, the breaking news that you guys have been asking for. I love you all. I love every single one of you guys. I'm going to go share. I'm going to share a GoFundMe. There's a guy, we need to help get him a dialysis machine. The thing costs £200, so I'm going to help him out. Big up to you guys. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. And we will see you guys tomorrow, inshallah, for the Europa League draw. Peace out.